evening and welcome to the October 6, 2020 Gilroy Central School District Board of Education meeting. If you would all please silence your cell phone and rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first on the agenda tonight we have employee recognition, and so I'll hand it over to Mr. Regan Johnson.
Thank you, Dr. Rivera. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to lead the recognition ceremony tonight. This year's event, unfortunately, isn't going to look like it did last year, but we're very happy that we're able to have an in-person event and recognize our outstanding employees. Even if we only have a limited audience, we're super excited. This is the most amount of people that we've had for this a board meeting in a long time, so we're really happy about that. We had a nice socially distanced meet and greet in the large cafeteria where our recipients received their plaques and we got the chance to take some pictures with them. I'd like to thank the Employee Recognition Committee. The committee members include Assistant Principal from the high school, Anne Marie Holmes, Director of Food Services, Megan Beck, High School North Secretary, Dawn Weir, Pine Bush Elementary Teacher, Christine Van Ort, and Westmere Principal, Dr. Beth Bini. These dedicated individuals are responsible for all of the details for this evening. It was in the 1970s when the Board of Education authorized the establishment of a committee to review the names of Guilderland employees who have made an outstanding contribution to the school district. These individuals are nominated by their colleagues and chosen by a committee of their peers. Over the years, we've had more than 500 employees who have been recipients of this award. The criteria for nomination includes, but is not limited to, dedicating years of loyal service, assuming leadership roles outside of their assignment, demonstrating a pattern of inspiring others, displaying innovative and initiative, demonstrating special acts that go above and beyond normal expectations, or for making a significant impact on our students and or our employees. This evening, we are honoring 7 outstanding individuals. At this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Wiles, want to say a few words?
Good evening, everyone. I want to start by echoing Mr. Johnson's remarks about how awesome it is to see real live people here in our board meeting tonight, especially for such a wonderful occasion to recognize members of our team who have gone above and beyond at a time when going above and beyond is basically survival in any given day. Things are just so challenging these days. I love this award because this award is granted by your peers, people who see you day in and day out at your very best, and maybe at something less than your very best, but they know, regardless of the day, you do amazing things to make our school district just the effective and warm and wonderful place that it is. So I can't say enough how much it is our pleasure to congratulate each of you tonight on this recognition. I also want to say this evening as well. This is Regan Johnson's very first party that he hosts as the Assistant Superintendent for HR. So I think we need to give him a round of applause. I won't say who said this to me, but the comment was made, maybe you shouldn't tell Lynn Severance how this went, because this is looking pretty darn good. So I won't tell her. Next time I talk with her, I'll just say, yes, it was lovely, Lynn. But thank you for that great work. So without further ado, we're going to take a little bit of time tonight to recognize each one of our 7 recipients. And we have representatives from our various departments around the district who are going to share some words. So our very first presenter is Marcia Ranieri. She is our Instructional Administrator for World Languages and Cultures and ENL. A mouthful. All right, Marcia, the podium is all yours.
Thank you. Good evening. The nomination that I'm about to speak to you about tonight is one of my Spanish teachers at Guilderland High School. She started as a middle school teacher and has been shifted around in quite a few different ways, I would say. Her position has been cut, she's been rehired, she had to go to a different district, but all in all, she found her home here at Guilderland High School. She grew as a professional and began to shine and show her greatest potential. Megan Tidd currently advises the International Club and is very active in Sources of Strength. She has strong connections to her students and is able to encourage many of them to become involved in International Club as well as SOS. Megan helped to coordinate the tailgate that was put on before our homecoming game at GHS last year, and she really took it to a level that was engaging for our students. It was something new, different, and got a lot of students to participate. For the past few years, Megan has led the cultural fair with the International Club. She has collaborated with another advisor and made the cultural fair something that students remember after they graduate. Megan's involvement has been something that needs to be recognized. She works behind the scenes, late nights after school, and at home on weekends to make items for student events that will make a lasting impact. Last year, Megan has taken a leadership role within our department. She stepped up to encourage all of our team members to work together, be more accepting of schedule changes for the good of our students, and take a lead with our Pathways Fair, which sadly never happened because of COVID. But Megan is full of good ideas. She really did a great job of bringing our department together in a positive way. We worked many nights after school and had lots of laughs, lots of good jokes in her classroom, making t-shirts, creating decorations, putting together a slideshow, and setting up bulletin boards so that students would be motivated to take the highest and most world language classes that they could. Megan is able to connect with students that sometimes fall outside the gray area. They're not always connected to school, and Megan helps them connect with a trusted adult. Megan's one of those educators of the Guilderland School District that works behind the scenes for the benefit of students and her team. She's really grown into her position, has become an integral leader within the World Language Department, as well as Guilderland High School as a whole. Congratulations, Megan. Megan, if you just want to stand and announce your guest. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Beth Bini, who will present her award recipient.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to recognize and celebrate Mrs. Beth Ray as a recipient of the Guilderland Employee Recognition Award. Mrs. Ray has worked in the district for 16 years, teaching at both the primary and the intermediate level. She understands children, and her work goes well beyond the classroom. I'll start by saying Mrs. Ray is not a flashy teacher, she's not a loud, expressive teacher, or a bold, dramatic teacher. Instead, it's her calming, creative, and structured approach that is just what students need. Over her teaching career, Mrs. Ray has worked with all types of learners, including students with disabilities, English language learners, and students with high-impact behavioral needs. But no matter the learner, Mrs. Ray meets the child where they are, builds a connection, and creates a level of respect and understanding that says, we're going to do this together. Her lessons are engaging and promote collaborative teamwork with classmates, skills that go well beyond the grade level. Every child is made to feel they have something important to contribute to the class. Last year, a student with Down syndrome was fortunate to be in Mrs. Ray's class. While this child's academic and social skills were well below that of her peers, she was an active and important member of the classroom, engaging in morning meetings, calling upon her classmates to pack up painting a mural on the classroom window, and working on her own reading and math skills alongside her peers. She was respected, engaged, and a responsible classmate. Mrs. Ray and the special education teacher even helped create a role for her as a coffee cart barista for staff once a week. Another year, Mrs. Ray worked with a challenging student who had high social emotional needs, but their connection and understanding of each other allowed this child to access his academic education like no other year. When he moved to the next grade level, she continued to bring him healthy snacks as a reminder that she's still there for him. With Mrs. Ray, it's not what she's teaching, but how she teaches. She also works collaboratively with her fourth grade colleagues, planning engaging lessons and activities that go beyond the classroom. She helps plan field trips connected to the social studies curriculum, such as visits to the state capitol, Maybe Farm, Saratoga Battlefield, and Erie Canal. With her teammate next door, students worked in mixed partnerships, completing academic challenges, riddles, and Quizlets, and even renaming their classes Batman and Robin. Her students learned how to work collaboratively and respectfully with each other. And even during the school closure last spring, Mrs. Ray created a math Kahoot for all the fourth graders, and some enjoyed it so much they completed it more than once. Beyond the classroom, Mrs. Ray shares her leadership skills on many building and district-wide committees. Her strengths include her willingness to learn and her problem solving. There's no problem too big or too small that she won't help find solutions that work for everyone. This creative thinking is evident as a member of Building Cabinet, TALC, Scheduling Committee, and most recently as the Intermediate Technology Teacher Leader. And did I mention, Mrs. Ray is also a nationally board certified teacher. She is a learner. Thank you, Mrs. Ray, and congratulations on this award.
Tonight, I was lucky enough to bring along my good friend and colleague. For many years, we've worked together. Sarah Winchester is a special education teacher at Westmere.
And at this time, I'd like to welcome to the podium Mrs. Ellen Tossig, Assistant Director for Facilities. So many things she does, but that's...
For those of you who don't know me, I'm the one behind the mask, otherwise known as the facilities goddess and an assistant to Cliff Nooney. In a year where everything normal stopped for all of us mid-March and today continues in a new path forward, it's amazing how everyone in our entire organization, custodial services as well, have been asked to bend, adapt, change, and yes, we even ask them to excel at what they do best in the hopes that our staff, teachers, students can teach and learn in a safe environment. I am truly honored to be a part of this recognition event. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. It's an amazing time for us to be able to celebrate and applaud the efforts of what makes Guilderland Schools so strong, namely our people. And since I can be a little bit competitive, I have to admit, I was slightly pleased to see that of the 7 amazing award recipients, that 2 of them are key team members of our custodial services team, a team that has, like so many, been asked to do a lot and to do their essential work so well for our own safety. So I have a dynamic duo of Andy and Connie to talk about. So I get twice as much time as anybody else. Andy, with all of this as our backdrop to your performance, it's been a very rare year. I would like to share some of my very first impressions of working with you at the high school, and they hold true today, years later. Andy knows only one speed, full tilt. He is quick to smile, is always busy with what needs to get done, and is very often a first responder, no matter the ugliness of the job. He listens so well so that he can understand exactly what he can do to help. He wants to make your job easier. This is an admirable and selfless approach to his work. He is dedicated, he is resilient, and he is tireless. His kindness to his teammates and customers alike is steady and unwavering. If you need a job at hand done right the first time, Andy is the one to ask. If Nike sneakers had an image right above the Just Do It and the Nike swish, it would be a picture of Andy, and the caption would read, "Already did it." Andy, in our world of true customer service with what we do here, there is no greater accomplishment than to be recognized by your customers as best in class. We are so lucky to have you on our team and taking such pride in your work of over 20 years here. Congratulations. Please keep up the great work. Tie your sneakers, and thank you. Congratulations. Andy, would you like to introduce your guest? Connie Arnold is the other half of the dynamic duo, or as they've been nicknamed recently, the A-Team, on our custodial services for GHS on the day shift. No matter what the day holds, Connie responds. Many times I can hear over the radio about a spill, a delivery needed, a cleanup, and God help me, a toilet that needs plunging. You name it, and Connie is already on her way and very kindly sets a great customer expectation. I'll be there in a few minutes. Great customer service skill. You are fearless. I won't tell them about the picture of certain pests that we've had to catch and dispose of, but you do it very, very well. You can tackle anything that is thrown at you over and over and over again. I don't think there's a doubt in this room at how busy this high school can be on any given day, and that's on the good days. You approach your work with an optimism and a have-to-get-it-done attitude unlike any other. You are consistently pleasant, never a negative word, never a complaint, and the work is not easy. It never is. What I really admire about your work ethic, Connie, is that it's full circle. And what I mean by that is you seek to understand what needs to be done, you do it completely with a great sensitivity to detail, and you check back with your customers to ensure that they're all set. And unbelievably, you even ask, is there anything else you could do? That customer service skill is rare, and I thank you for it. As I think about watching and hearing you work in this way, one of the busiest schools in the district, one word comes to mind: exemplary. And by definition, exemplary means a desirable model. You consistently lead by example, Connie, and set a great standard of care for your customers here. We're proud of who you are and are so fortunate to have you with us when we need you the most. Congratulations on this well-deserved recognition of your dedication and service excellence. We thank you. I get the great honor of introducing our high school principal, Mike Piscatelli.
Good evening, everybody. I want to start by saying congratulations to all the award recipients tonight. Very well, good job done. I'm going to try to do this without fogging up my glasses while I'm reading this speech, which will be a challenge. Tonight, I have the honor of recognizing one of the truly special people working at Guilderland High School, Ms. Sue Smith. Sue has been a teaching assistant in the district for the last 24 years. 20 years in the special education department and the last 4 in the math and science departments. When we had an opening in the math science department and Sue approached me with interest, I was elated. Even though we had not worked together on a day-to-day basis, I had observed Sue's work many times while doing observations. I saw how well she worked with students and teachers, how compassionate she was, and how she was constantly moving around the room, supporting all the students in the class. Sue is an individual that I would characterize as always positive and enthusiastic, always has a smile on her face. She always goes above and beyond expectations. Teachers would agree that having Sue in the classroom is like having a co-teacher. She helps to manage the activities, she provides ideas and insights, and she always helps to keep students engaged and interested. She never leaves class without offering to help or discussing how the students are doing. Students know that she cares about them, and will work diligently even if they throw up walls at her from time to time. She never gives up. The students respect her knowledge of mathematics and feel very confident asking her for help and working with her. Sue's greatest strength is her ability to connect with students and staff and her outstanding compassion to support students in whatever way she can to help them find success. A teacher describes Sue in the following way, which I think really captures her character. Sue is a person with unlimited patience and empathy for people, students and staff alike, and an authentic kindness that makes you feel welcomed and valued. One example that was shared is that Sue recently filled all the math teacher mailboxes with some special treats consisting of candy, a small notebook with some math jokes, and pencils that said math counts. Another teacher shared a story about Sue during the shutdown last spring. Sue is amazing, making appointments with individual students to assist them with their math. I would say that out of my class of 24, she met with at least half of them. I truly believe that because of Sue's dedication, she was able to help the kids thrive. We had 2 kids that she worked with on a consistent basis that were able to pass Algebra 1 because she never gave up and never stopped working with them. It could have been a Friday at 5 p.m. and she was there for them. Some of the other teachers in the math department also shared some quotes. She always carried me and made me look better by her support and for all she does in the classroom. Having Sue in the classroom makes it easier to plan class activities because she is so knowledgeable and willing to help. She always makes our lives and our students' lives better at GHS. Sue is, in a word, amazing. Sue, I hope you find this award helps you understand how much of an impact you have had in the building and how much you mean to all of us. Congratulations. It's now my honor to introduce our next guest speaker, Dr. Beverly Bisnet-Jenks, our instructional administrator for Math, Science, and Technology at Farnsworth Middle School.
Good evening. Rachel Carson, besides writing the acclaimed book, Silent Spring, also wrote The Sense of Wonder. In it, she wrote, "A child's world is fresh and new and beautiful, full of wonder and excitement. It is our misfortune that for most of us, the clear-eyed vision, that true instinct for what is beautiful and awe-inspiring is dimmed and even lost before we reach adulthood. If I had influence with the good fairy who is supposed to preside over the christening of all children, I should ask that her gift to each child in the world be a sense of wonder, so indestructible that it would last throughout life, as an unfailing antidote against the boredom and disenchantment of later year, the alienation from the sources of our strength. We are so fortunate to have our very own good fairy, a teacher that continues to create that sense of wonder. That person is Jennifer Ford. She teaches science at Farnsworth Middle School and has been a teacher with us for almost over 25 years. She is a master naturalist and an educator. Ms. Ford continues to gently and with respect and humility draw students into science so that they ask questions, observe their natural world, and become interested in supporting and becoming stewards. During her students' lunch periods over time, they would congregate in her classroom to participate in a long-standing citizen science project and observe and collect data on the birds that visit their feeders outside their classroom windows. There would literally be dozens sitting in her classrooms, looking out the window, documenting what they saw, and sending that to Cornell University. This project is called Project Feeder Watch. This is just one of the many projects that Jen leads in our district. We have been fortunate enough, because of Jen's leadership, to bring every single one of our 8th grade students to the Albany Pine Bush to participate in authentic science, where we look at the restoration of the Albany landfill. It's our honor and privilege to work with Ms. Ford. She serves as a mentor to her peers, plays an active role in our local community, and she serves as a model of what it means to be a dedicated educator and naturalist. She oversees the outdoor club. She's supported and nominated students to participate in science camps for free. She's led a number of collegial inquiries and workshops at the Albany Pine Bush in nature journaling and sketching. She has the ability to establish strong rapport with her students. In a building with such diverse student population, she attends to the details that make sure that all students have what they need. She does this with a smile and a calm demeanor, which provides a comfort level for her students, parents, and fellow educators. Over the past year, she has developed innovative, integrated projects with her teammates to align her lessons with the New York State Science Learning Standards and help students to see the connections between science and the other subjects in which they're learning. Literacy is infused in nearly every lesson. Ms. Ford's an avid reader. If a child is to keep alive his inborn sense of wonder, he needs the companionship of at least one adult who can share it, rediscovering with him the joy, excitement, and mystery of the world we live in. That's Rachel Carson, Silent Spring. Thank you, Jen Ford, for being that one adult for many children at Farnsworth Middle School. It's my honor and privilege to introduce my colleague and Pine Bush Elementary Principal, Christopher Sinita.
Thank you, Bev. Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to each of our recipients this evening. I ask that you please join me in congratulating our final recipient this evening, Mrs. Lauren Whipple, as a recipient of this year's Board of Education Employee Recognition Awards. Lauren began her career in our school district as a special education teacher at Farnsworth Middle School. I was a house principal at that time and was quickly impressed with what I saw. That was the first time I met Lauren. She and I worked together many years ago, and I had the opportunity to hire her for a position at Pine Bush soon after I became principal, and learned that she was interested in returning from a maternity leave to a part-time position at that time. Needless to say, I jumped at the opportunity. Tonight, I am proud to have another opportunity to share some thoughtful comments which Lauren's colleagues have offered on why she is a special educator in the truest sense of the word. They have shared that Lauren is knowledgeable not only in our curriculum, but in how to have students with exceptional and unique learning needs access the curriculum. She begins by establishing a wonderful rapport with her students. Lauren encourages conversation, interaction, and knows how to meet a child where he or she is to bring that child to a new level of learning. She has successfully brought a child in our third grade classroom to a place where she is receiving most of her support successfully in the classroom and not in a one-on-one setting apart from her peers. Lauren has an energy and a sense of humor and enthusiasm about what we do and how we do it that encourages students to take risks and believe it's okay to make mistakes, because mistakes are how we learn. Lauren is kind, genuine, and consistently goes above and beyond to bring the team together to make sure we're meeting a child's social and emotional needs as well as celebrating their academic progress. She is a tireless advocate for children to the highest degree and has even helped to provide clothing for a child whose family was in financial need. Lauren has herself become a student by taking on the role of teaching literacy lessons in our building to ensure she has the skills and expertise to teach our most challenged early readers. She consistently shows compassion, empathy, knowledge, flexibility, and resourcefulness. She has a distinct way of making each child feel safe, valued, and special. Those of you who know Lauren know and will agree that she is never one to seek the spotlight, preferring the comfort of just knowing she has helped her students to become the best learners they can be. She's an outstanding teacher and a devoted advocate for each of the children whose lives she has touched. Lauren, you exemplify the best of the Guilderland Central School District and are an exceptional candidate to receive an Employee Recognition Award this evening. Congratulations to you on this well-deserved recognition. It is my pleasure to invite our Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Regan Johnson, back to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Before I introduce Dr. Rivera to say some closing remarks to wrap up the evening, I want to again congratulate our award winners. It's been an honor to hear our speakers tonight speak so highly of our employees. It's awesome. I want to thank our speakers for the thoughtful words that they shared tonight about our employees. And I once again want to thank our committee. They did all the work. Great job. We're already talking about ways that we can make it a little bit better for next year. So with that said, Dr. Rivera, a few words.
Let's just give one more round of applause for all of the award recipients tonight. Thank you for coming in person. Congratulations to each of our recipients this evening. Your dedication to our students and Guilderland community has brought us all together tonight. The Board of Ed has given a great venue in which to honor you, and after many years it has become tradition, a tradition that makes us feel good, honors our best, and inspires us all. Thank you all for all the presenters for their thoughtful words about our employee recognition recipients. Through your words, we have learned more about these amazing individuals and the special contributions that they've made to our school community. Thank you everyone for attending tonight. We will now take a 2-minute break unless you would like to stay for the rest of our board meeting.